All right, welcome everybody. Wow, what a great crowd. This is terrific. Um, I am going to wait just a tiny bit to let more people arrive, but I'm really happy that you're here. And in about 2 minutes, we will start our voter registration training. Uh, if you want, in the meantime, you can put in chat where you are from and uh, why you want to do voter registration training. Yeah, we'd love to hear why you want to do voter reg. Now, I do want to warn everybody, this class is directed toward California. So we're concentrating on two districts, CD 22 and CD 13. But if you live in another state, you are certainly welcome to stay. Much of what I will tell you would apply anywhere in the United States. The difference with the training is that I will show you areas in CD 22 and CD 13, but not other states. And I will review the California voter registration form. So if you live in another state, of course, it's going to be different. But we have the wonderful Joanne Bolin with us today from Field Team 6, and she is in charge of all the training for Field Team 6, and we do our training the Field Team 6 way. And if you are from out of state, just drop in chat that you're from out of state and what state it is. Joanne's going to put her email address in chat for you so that you can reach out to her and she can help you set up for a voter rich drive wherever you are. So we want to make it happen today. So great, it's 3 after 3, and I don't want to wait any longer. You guys have been great showing up. So let's get this party started. So my name is Judith Bulker, and I want to welcome everybody to the Bay Area Coalition training for how to lead your in-person voter reg drive in the great state of California. We use the Field Team 6 way to hold a drive, and Field Team 6 is an all-volunteer army on a simple mission: registered Democrats and save the world. So Berta is going to put my email address in chat for you if you have any questions. We will have time after the training to answer all of your questions. And I will be sending you a follow-up email loaded with all of the links and the recording. Again, I really can't thank you enough for being here. As I mentioned, we have the Field Team 6 National Voter Registration Coach and Swing State Trainer, Joanne Bolin, here today, and Berta, one of the co-chairs for voter registration from the Bay Area Coalition, and she's helping me out. So the 3 goals to this training are: number 1, to teach you everything you need to know to hold your own in-person voter registration drive in California District 13 and 22. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you're from out of state, Joanne has her email address in chat for you. Just let her know what state you are going to be holding a drive in. Number 2, I want to make sure that I answer all of your questions. And number 3, the most important is to get you fired up to lead a voter reg drive. So I have been registering voters for years, but I had my most amazing experience in 2022. I was in Hanford in the California Central Valley when 2 young women walked out of their apartment. I asked one of them if she'd like to register to vote and save the world. She was a young woman. She looked at me and told me she couldn't vote. I thought maybe she's too young. Oh, why not? I'm a felon. I looked down at her ankle, and sure enough, she had an ankle bracelet on. I was really happy to tell her, I have good news for you. If you've paid your time, you can vote. I cannot even tell you how happy she was after I registered her. She kept saying, I can vote, I can vote. And I think, I know I do. I just take voting for granted. And it was so wonderful to see how excited she was to be able to vote. So, how do you hold your own voter reg drive? It's a 12-step program. Not that 12-step program. This is a little different. The first thing you're going to do is choose a hotspot. And we're going to be going over all of this in detail shortly. But you want to choose your hotspot, number one. Once you've chosen the hotspot, you choose the staging site. Now, a staging site is where everybody meets. It should have parking, all-day parking. It should have easy access to a bathroom and easy access to coffee, because who can hold a voter drive without coffee? So, and of course, it needs to be close to the hotspot. Number three, you need to promote your event on Mobilize. Number four, order supplies. Number five, email or call everyone that's signed up, confirm that they are coming, as well as confirm where the staging site is and the meeting time. Let them know to wear a Democratic leaning t-shirt or hat or button like this, or let them know also to bring a cell phone or a tablet and make certain it's charged up. Number six, prepare your clipboards. Number seven, arrive early at the staging site and set up lay the clipboards out. Number eight, check everyone in. Make certain that you have their phone number and they have your phone number. Number nine, do a training. Number 10, send everybody out from 2 to 4 hours. Let them know exactly when they need to come back, because you don't want somebody out there wandering around for hours. You want them back in time when everybody's going to leave together. Number 11, this is so important. Complete the post-drive survey so we can track how many forms were completed. And number 12, send all the completed forms to the Secretary of State. Now, let's go over the details. And I am going to share screen with you and take you through our voter reg drive in a box. So this is directly stolen from Field Team 6. That is their idea, to have a voter registration drive in a box. Ours is a little bit different. And Berta's posting the link for the voter reg drive in a box in chat for you. But let me give you a quick rundown on what's in here, and then we'll open up all the little goodie boxes and show you how to use it. So we have the master spreadsheet, the Mobilize template. We have an opt-in sheet. This is what I was telling you about after the voter registration drive. Do not forget to complete the survey. We'll go over the handouts. There's some voting information, the side leader training. You're here right now. You don't need it. And then we'll go over all the supplies. So let's start with the top, the voter registration master spreadsheet. So as I mentioned, this is for people living or who want to do voter reg drives in CD 13 and 22. So these are current hotspots. At the top is CD 22. Now, the best place to go hold a voter reg drive during the weekday is a college or university. And you can see, let me make this a little bigger for you if I can. Full screen, let's see. So I have a number of colleges and universities here. I went in and entered the academic calendar through spring. You can see the address of the colleges here. There is a map here. And you can choose your staging site by looking at the map. Now, I would recommend for a college or university that you choose somewhere near the student union because you'll have a lot of students going into the student union. Really good place to set up and to start your voter reg drive. But and we also have a number of colleges and universities, Merced College, UC Merced, Modesto Junior College in CD 13 as well. Now, the great thing about Field Team 6 is they like to, you don't set up a table necessarily. You're out there with a clipboard at a hotspot and walking and talking to people. So there is a Latin food festival. There are farmers markets. One of my favorite things is to go to a county fair. And Renee is here. He took us all to a county fair to register voters a couple of years ago. It is so much fun because you get to eat cotton candy. And when people are in line to get on a ride, the Ferris wheel, the roller coaster, they're just standing there waiting, and you can come up and talk to them and register them to vote. But we also have some special Cinco de Mayo celebrations. The 4th of July is coming soon. So there's a lot going on in CD 13, the Apricot Fiesta, farmers markets. You can go to the local Home Depot or Costco and register people in the parking lot. Parking lots are usually public areas, so you can just wander around and talk to people in a parking lot. I've done it all, I gotta tell you. So that is the places. Now, up here, this is what I would love you to do. Go here, up here and sign up to lead a voter reg drive in one of these wonderful places. So you just enter your name, your email address, the date of the drive, and then once you've created your Mobilize link, and we'll get into that shortly, you enter that here as well. So this should be available to everybody, and please use it. And if you have a place that you want to add, you can easily just add another row and put that place into the spreadsheet. And I will answer all your questions shortly. So we talked about the hotspots and a little bit about the staging sites. It's really easy to find a staging site by going to Google Maps. You know where you're going to hold your voter reg drive. You can go to the campus map if you're going to be on a college campus. Again, try to make sure there's parking nearby. If it's street parking, that you can at least stay there for 2 to 3 hours without getting a ticket. Many times we've used like Starbucks for a staging site, things like that, so you can use the restroom and get a little coffee and some food as well. Now, the next thing is promoting your event. So you've chosen where you're going to have it. You know where your staging site is. So let's open up this Mobilize template. Now, this is to help you create your Mobilize link. Now, first of all, I know many of you do not have access to Mobilize. But if you are going to hold your event, you contact the Bay Area Coalition, send them an email, let them know that you need access to Mobilize, and then fill this Mobilize template out. Where are you going to hold your event? It is a voter registration drive. Now you can edit the event description. No experience necessary. We'll start with the 15-minute training. Wear comfortable shoes. Wear a Democratic-leaning T-shirt or a hat. It really helps. It's a force field that keeps Republicans away. Bring a friend. So all of that wording is there. You are welcome to edit it. If you do want to edit it, all I ask is that you make a copy of this template and create your own copy so that you don't change the template in any way. Then you need to have the staging site location here. Always make the Bay Area Coalition a co-host so we know how many people are attending. And then you can add people from your organization as co-hosts as well. Make sure you add the shift times and send that information to us, and we can post it on a Mobilize link for you if you do not have access, or you can use this on your own Mobilize link itself. And then just remember when we go here to add your Mobilize link here as well. Okay, so that is, we've gone through 1 and 2, the staging site and promoting it on Mobilize. And of course, once you have a Mobilize link, you can put it in all your social media. But I do want to give you a word of caution. At the universities, and particularly the smaller schools, like some of the California state universities, if you have 20 people, within 2 hours, you will have talked to just about every single person on campus. And then people are repeating themselves. Oh, somebody's already talked to me. Somebody's already talked to me. So on the smaller campuses on your Mobilize link, put a limit. And I really, like CSU Stanislaus, I would put a limit at maybe 10 people. If you do want a lot of people, I would suggest that besides having one hotspot, the college or university, that you also prepare some nearby hotspots like a Costco or a Home Depot or someplace you can send people. So if they do feel like that, there are way too many people at this site, they have another place they can go to register voters. So let's talk about the supplies, because whoops, you need to order. So you'll know how many people, once you complete your Mobilize, you'll know how many people are coming. And you want to have your clipboards and pens all set up. That's part of being a staging site leader. So you can order clipboards here and large quantities, more than you'll ever want, you can order. You can get your pens here as well. And for every clipboard, you should attach a pen. We also have lanyards available. And I do think it's a smart idea to have lanyards available so that you look very official. You're not like some weirdo walking around campus. We also have our, let's see, here it is. So the Bay Area Coalition, we created Vota Central Valley. So these are name tags that you can print out and they fit in a lanyard. So you can get your name tags all set up for the lanyards. And then if you want to order swag, you can. So we have bumper stickers and pins. And the wonderful thing is we have some Field Team 6 sent some Blue Voter Guide bookmarks so that you can give these to people once they're registered. And the Blue Voter Guide helps you, especially when we get closer to an election. It's really good to hand these out to people you register because they can be a little confused about how to choose candidates to vote for. And the Blue Voter Guide is really helpful for that. So you have your clipboards, you have your pens, your lanyards, you're all ready to go. What do you do next? You need to load. Oh, I forgot the most important thing. You need to order your voter registration forms. And so you go to this, and the voter registration card statement of distribution form is here. So you fill that out and order however many voter registration forms you need. Now they can send you a box of up to 1,000. So that is a lot. I would suggest if you're planning to hold a couple drives, anywhere between 100 to 200, it'd probably be enough for you to order your voter reg forms. They are here. So now you need to, you know how many people are coming. You need to load up the clipboards. So we developed, because a lot of first-time voters never vote, we developed this opt-in sheet. And the opt-in sheet is for both new and already registered voters. So once you started a conversation with a person, ask them and you register them. This is an effort to make sure people vote and to get them engaged. So what we offer is a text or an email. So they put their first name, last name, opt-in email or cell phone number, and please make sure that it is legible here because we have to transcribe the email address and we want to make sure the person gets this email. And then their preferred language is English or Spanish, and the zip code helps us know what county they're living in so that we can send them the information. And before a couple weeks before the primary and before the general election, we send them a reminder. And it's a really cool reminder. Ana Mendez sends it in English or Spanish. And the reminder includes a link to Blue Voter Guide if people have need to look up who to vote for. It has a really cool, fun gift to get people interested. It's a really nice way to remind people to vote, and it's geared to college students. So I always put that on the very first page or the right next to the clipboard itself. Then after that, I load up all the voter registration drives, and I usually put 5 to 8 voter registration forms on top of the opt-in on the clipboard. So yeah, if you get 2 voter registrations while you're out, bravo, that is fantastic. We've had some people who get 5 to 8. But the really wonderful thing, and we'll go over the sample greetings and things shortly. The wonderful thing while you're wandering around with your clipboard, you're talking to students. You're talking to, if it's another type of hotspot, like a county fair, you are talking to people. It's better than canvassing. It truly is, because when you're canvassing, people may not ever answer the door. And, you know, if you're at a county fair, somebody may say, oh, no, 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 go away, I'm not interested. But you have the opportunity to talk to 20, 30, 40 as it's students. We had one person say she thought she talked to 100 students when she was there on campus. And what are you talking about? You're talking about issues. You're talking about women's rights. You're talking about climate change. I had a really long conversation with a young woman at UC Merced about women's reproductive rights. It's a wonderful chance to talk to people, to let them know what Democrats stand for, to help them as we get closer in 2026 to talk about elections and candidates and how to complete your voter reg form. So this is a really wonderful opportunity to educate, bring truth to voters. So we have the opt-in, you have the voter reg forms, which we will go over as part of the training. But I also add sample greetings on the very top. So as I'm wandering around, sometimes I need a little reminding of what to say. A lot of times we've had people who are very successful saying, can I register you to vote? The downside is it's a yes or no answer. So a lot of times people will say yes, but a lot of times people just say no. But if you say instead, excuse me, can you help me save our democracy? I'm registering Democrats to vote. Or, good morning, can I register you as a Democrat today? Or at this one, I worked a lot when I was talking with women. Excuse me, and I didn't say, can you help me fight? What I said is, do you support women's rights? And they, oh yeah, I do. Well, are you registered to vote? Can I register you? It was a beautiful way to start the conversation. Or with a lot of guys, can you help me save the environment? It's, oh yeah, what damn. So this is like a your foot in the door. It helps you to open up the door and start a conversation. So I usually put these on top, at the very top, but we have a couple of other things that you can use as well. Especially on campus, you'll get a lot of people who say, oh, my vote doesn't matter. Anywhere, actually. My vote doesn't matter, why vote? So we have a sheet here that helps you, you know, if the voter says they're all the same, and how many times have we heard people say that? And some really good ways to deal with that. So that's here available to you. And I usually print those out and put them on the clipboard as well. And, or if you want, if you'd rather talk about meaningful conversations, you can put this up on the clipboard instead. And then I add a pen, and I also will add a baggie sometimes that is filled with, you can't really see this very well, but it has stickers and voter reg card, and we'll talk about the KDEM telephone number shortly. So now we're ready to start a training. So what have we done so far? So we chose a hotspot, we chose the staging site, we got the Mobilize up and promoting it, we got the supplies, we loaded the clipboards, we have the voter reg forms, you've emailed everybody who's coming, you set up at the staging site, you put all the clipboards out for people, you have your sign-up sheet, you check everybody in, and now we are at number 9, the training. So what I like to do is train people on the voter registration form. So this is a little older form, but the training mostly is teaching people how to complete a voter registration form. So what I do, there are a couple of ways that you can do this. I have terrible handwriting, so I hand my clipboard to the person and I talk them through it box by box, just like I'm going to talk you through it box by box today. But a lot of people who don't have really bad handwriting will say, can you please hand me your driver's license? And I will complete the form for you. And you can do that in about 2 minutes because you're used to doing it and you're really fast. So there are a couple ways. You also, if you want, can do it online, and we'll get into that in a minute. The first 3 questions, before you even start, you need to make sure that all of those 3 questions, particularly the top 2, are a yes. So they have to be a US citizen and a resident of California. Despite what Republicans say, we do register only real citizens, and they are live people, not dead people. So that's what we do. Now you can ask, are you going to be 18 on election day? Because that's legal, and they might be 16 or 17 though, in which case you can pre-register them. All of that is legal. So, but it all has to be yes. If anybody says no, thank you very much, move on. Now, this is where I ask the person to then take out their driver's license, and you'll see how the driver's license plays a really important role as you go through the voter reg form. Take the driver's license, complete the legal name exactly as it's written on the driver's license. So if it's first name, sometimes people just have a middle initial on their driver's license. On my driver's license, even though I do have a middle name, I do not have my middle name on my driver's license. So I would leave the middle name blank. Fill it out exactly as it is on the driver's license. Then you're moving on to box number 3. Need their date of birth. And when you're doing it on paper, it is the driver's license or the last 4 of their social. Or they can have a California ID as well instead of a driver's license. Now, I can't tell you how many college kids don't know their last 4 of their social. They don't have a driver's license with them. So if you leave that blank, you've got a couple of options. And when we get to the telephone, you can, what I suggest is you get their telephone number and you can call them and get that number. Or we can leave it blank, send it to the Secretary of State, and they can work to get that number. But we try to fill these up as much as possible. So on paper, excuse me, it's either or. If you are doing it online, you have to have both the California driver's license or ID card and the last 4 of the social. Now this one, US state where they were born or foreign country. So you're through with box 3 and on to box 4. Again, this is an actual home address. You never get a post office box in box 4. It's always a home address. If it's an apartment, put it there. Put the apartment unit there. If they don't know what county they live in, as long as they know their zip code, you can Google the zip code and find out what county they're in, and they can complete that line. If they happen to be homeless, they can still register to vote. You just get the crossroads where they spend their most time, and that works. Now, remember, most people, well, everybody in California gets a mail-in ballot. So if they don't want, there are a couple interesting things with the home address, because they might be living on campus. They're no longer living at home. So their mailing address is really, really important. So the address on their driver's license might be the home address here, but their mailing address, they're living on campus now, it's not their permanent address, you put that here, or a post office box goes here as well. And if, yeah, foreign country, don't worry about that. If somebody lives in a foreign country and they're an American citizen, send them to votefromabroad.org. Do not use this form. Just stop at that point. Now, registration history. If you're talking to somebody who just moved, the registration history can be important to add here. If you're talking to somebody who has never registered to vote before, I mean, one of the things you can clarify with people, somebody says, oh, I'm already registered, especially if you're on a college campus. Do you need to update your voter registration? In other words, have you moved? Or have you had a name change? Maybe you got married. All of that goes in the registration history. Now, it is optional, but if somebody has moved, what is supposed to happen is the new County Board of Elections, where they're registering now, is supposed to reach out and contact the Board of Elections where they moved from and let them know to take them off those voter rolls, because they are now on a new voter roll. So the registration history can be really helpful if somebody has moved to a new county, or if somebody has changed their name. Now, this is an old form. On the new ones, this is already checked yes. So everybody gets a vote by mail form. And again, in 2026, when we get closer to election time, you can do a lot of educating the people you're registering to vote about how to complete the ballot, and especially putting it in the envelope, signing the envelope, and we'll get to that in a minute, and signing the envelope and putting your address. But here, the party. I am shocked how many college students do not know the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. It really surprised me. They might say, oh, I want to be independent. Well, the American Independent Party is not for independence. Was founded by George Wallace. It is the party of white supremacy, Ku Klux Klan. Do not, I can't tell you how many people, when I was door knocking, canvassing, I saw that they were registered as AI, and it's like, oh no, I don't think they knew what they were signing up for. If they do want more independent, then tell them to check the no party. When people talk about, I don't know, what's a Democrat, what's a Republican, I try to match the Democratic Party to values. Do you believe in women's rights, climate change, voting rights, immigrant rights? That's what a Democrat is. Democrats care, Republicans scare. They want to take away your rights. They want to destroy our democracy. Let them know. We were at UC Merced, and out of 195 students we registered, 180 registered as Democrats. Oh, that was great. Now, this is what I was talking about. I always get people's telephone numbers. Do try, even though it says optional, I do try to get their phone number, and especially their cell number. Why? If there is a mistake on any of these sections, like you forgot to put the state where they were born or the foreign country where they were born, or if they didn't know their social, last four of their social, get that number. Now, another side that I actually don't tell the person is have you ever done a text bank? Have you ever texted voters? Have you ever phone banked? Guess where that telephone number comes from? It comes from the voter rolls right there. So you're really helping to be able to do voter outreach, help remind them to vote if you get the telephone number here. The rest, if they would prefer their voter information in another language, you can check one of these boxes, or if they want their materials in an accessible format, you can check that box. Now, as it says here, that felons can register and vote, even if they're on parole. So keep that in mind. The signature is really important. And here's a little trick I do. I ask them to look at their signature on their driver's license. And I ask them to match the signature on the driver's license with their signature here. Okay, they do that, and they put the date. Now, when they get their mail-in ballot, I instruct them, you'll get a ballot by mail. Take out your driver's license. Sign the outside of the envelope exactly as you signed your driver's license, which is exactly how you signed your voter registration form, which is exactly how you will sign the outside of the envelope. When all of those match up, we do not have to come by and cure their ballots because it was rejected because the signatures did not match. This saves us a lot of time and a lot of headache. So make sure the signatures match the driver's license. And then I had the little telephone number. It's also on the, this is KDEM telephone number. They have given us permission. A lot of people do not want their name and telephone number on the voter reg form. California Democratic Party has given us permission to use their name and their telephone number when you fill up these boxes, because you did help somebody complete their ballot, but you do not have to put your personal number there. So that is the training. I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to come to questions and answers very shortly. So send everybody out to wander around the campus or to stake out a part of a parking lot or wherever they're going to go. And then to instruct them to come back in about 2 to 3 hours. And then, oh, the survey. I shouldn't have stopped sharing completely. Just a sec. Let me get that all set up. Then you are almost finished with your day, but let's go to the survey because this survey is super important. So don't forget to complete the survey. So the drive is finished. You've got a stack of voter reg forms. When they come in, I collect all of them, and as they come in, I look to see if there are any blanks, and I make calls right away, or I ask the person who did the voter registration to call the person they talked to if something's missing. Like somebody said, oh, I don't have my driver's license with me, and I don't know my last four of my social. By the time you're finished, it'll be a couple hours. Tell them you'll call them in a couple hours and you'll get that information. But here is the survey afterwards. So you put your first name, your last name, your email address, your phone number, the date of the registration drive, where it was, the number of volunteers you had, and this is the most important piece. the number of completed voter registration forms. So we have a goal between this year, 2025 and 2026, to register 10,000 new voters. And we cannot keep track of that unless you fill this number out. Now, I think Berta has the record so far. She led a voter reg drive at Modesto Junior College and registered 249 voters. I know, at one place. It was pretty spectacular. And then you can put in the number of opt-in names that you gathered and the number of newly registered Democrats. Hooray. If you want to take photos, that's great. You can send them to us. And then just confirm that you have done step 12, which is to mail those completed voter reg forms to the Secretary of State. And here we are. This is what it looks like. These are people on a voter reg drive. And that is it. You have completed it all. And now I will take questions. So just raise your hand if you got a question. I'm happy to answer it, and we'll make sure that you can unmute. Dara.
Hi, thank you so much for this. If someone chooses to register no party, can they vote in a primary election?
No, they need to request, and that's another tool that you can use with people is if you choose a party, you'll be able to vote for that party in the primary. So yes, you can explain to people that's the case. Now, Maureen.
Hi, Judith. Would you please put in chat or tell me where to find the Dem Party address that you want us to use and move our personal one?
It's just the telephone. You don't even need the address.
And where is that?
It's actually on the, here, let me show you. I'll share my screen.
And I have a second question.
We make sure that you guys are well prepared. So if you scroll all the way down, KDEM telephone numbers.
Okay, all right. And then my second question is, I've been taking the ballots to the Alameda County Registrar because I have a number of those to take because we do a monthly drive there. Could you please speak to how to return them to the Secretary of State in your way?
Yeah.
Or say where it's
really, nope, you don't need to put a stamp. The great thing is if you got your forms from the Secretary of State, and I suggest you do that so they're not county specific, because you might be going to 13, you might be going to 22, and you'll have county, you might have a Tulare County specific voter reg form. It's not against the rules.
Oh, it's the turning it in. No, I get it.
Right. I'm going to get there.
Okay, thank you.
I'm taking the long rant, Maureen. Sorry. So
I'm sorry.
So when you have when you've ordered your forms from the Secretary of State, let me show you. I'm going to share a screen again, show you what that form looks like. So the address is here. The postage is there. All you have to do is fold that form up. It's a trifold. Put a little Scotch tape on it. Drop it in the mail. It's really easy.
I thank you for that. I just always have about 50 to take back all the time anyway. So I've just been bundling. Thank you.
Yeah, you can do that. I just tape like, even when I had 100 of them, I just put a little tape on them all and dropped them in.
Right. I appreciate you. You know that.
Right back at you, sister. Linda.
So I apologize if I missed this, but I had an experience once. Well, I won't go into the experience. I just want to confirm that if you are registering someone and they decide that they are a Republican, that we still pursue and complete that registration.
So I like to leave people the choice. And and during a training, I explained to people, a lot of people feel morally that if you register a Republican, it is up to you to help them completely and complete the form. A lot of people feel, I don't want to help them register at this point. I've already helped them through box, the 7. So a lot of people say, oh, terrific, great, here's your form. And all you have to do is sign it and mail it in. So I leave that up to the volunteer to decide whether they want to complete it or hand it to the Republican to
But
complete.
even if we hand it back, it's in a positive way. I had a very bad experience once, or one of our volunteers did. And I thought it was odd, so I'm glad to confirm that it was, which
Yeah.
was not to actually take it and then not turn it in, which seems
Oh,
illegal to me.
It is.
So, okay.
It's not unethical a little bit too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Grace. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually have done some voter registration through the League of Women Voters. And
Okay.
one of the things I thought I wasn't responsible for this, so I just wanted to make sure I understood it, is that you have a certain time window in which to submit the forms. Like
We try to
within-
get them back within 24 hours.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Any other questions?
I just wanted to reiterate from ballot curing that there are some of the craziest signatures out there that people don't necessarily write signatures or write in cursive. And when you go to the door to cure a ballot and you say, can you give me a sample of your signature? It looks like an 8. It looks like one pen mark, and you have to turn the paper over when you cure this ballot and say, can you give me like maybe 5 different ways that you might write your signature? Because it's nuts. Like one doesn't look like the other at all. So just to have that level of detail to say, let's look at your driver's license and see how you wrote that signature. And this is going to be something over and over. You're going to write it like this. I couldn't believe it before I cured ballots, how disassociated people are from a signature.
Yeah, that's the trick. It with the driver's license works pretty well.
It's great.
Andy, did you have a question?
Yeah, a couple. I think I got most of them answered, that we will get an email with all of these resources. Okay, great. But the other thing is just to kind of personalize the phone number thing. I mean, if people have, for me, I guess I'd be more comfortable, or I think it's really important for us maybe to develop a relationship with the voter and say, is it okay if I contact you to follow this up? And I'm afraid if I sign somebody up for opt-in, that they, like me, will receive 25 text messages a day asking for money from various PACs.
No, this opt-in is with the BAC, the Bay Area.
Okay.
And we only send the reminder before they get 2 reminders. So they get a reminder when the ballots drop, and then right before the election date, just
Okay.
in case they forgot. And same thing with the general. So total, they'll get 4 texts, 4 emails. That is
Okay. So it's not shared
nobody's
with the
asking
National
for
Party.
money. Yeah. It's not for a party.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yes.
And thanks for the meeting.
Yes, oh, thank you for coming. It's great, a nice big crowd. Anybody else have a question? All right, okay, so I want to show of hands. How many of you are gonna sign up to lead a voter reg drive? Woo, look at this! Look at this, I'm loving it. Yay! All right, great. All right, thank you, everybody, and I will be sending out the email with the recording and all the links. All right, take care.
Bye,